Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Fatrobzpizza. Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Fatrobzpizza again, and we're here to build another computer. This time it's for me. I was gonna try to make a better gaming computer, but parts are hard to get. So what I'm gonna do is make a computer with this Summa case. It's an ARGB Q5 in black, BK black. It's got tempered glass. It's got a lot of ventilation. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, here's the computer. This is the tempered glass side. And then it's got magnetic filter on the top. And what we're going to do is there's two fans in the front, and we're going to move them to the top for exhaust because I'm going to use water cooler and it won't fit up top, so I'm going to have to put it across the front. Now on this computer has a power button, LEDs. I guess that's the LED to change the color button. USB 3.0, 2.0, headphones, microphone, and another plain USB port. On the back, we have the exhaust fan here, the I/O area. This is your PCI slots, and this is where your power supply goes. Okay, and then it's just a plain back. The front is, you can see the fans underneath this right now. It's a three fan model that it comes with the fans. Anyway, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna remove these fans, move them up top, and then put that liquid cooler radiator behind here with the fans drawn in. Okay, and then the bottom looks like it's got a, let's see, adjustable hard drive cage, which we're not going to use because we're going to use M.2. And there's your filtered opening for your power supply to get air. Now, let's take this panel. I'm going to take both panels off. The back panel, which is just solid. You put that where it's safe. Now the side panel that's tempered glass, we're going to also put that where it's safe. Tempered glass. I'll leave the plastic on for now. Anyway, if parts start getting reasonable, I'd like to build me a Ryzen 7800 X3D build with a big graphics card, but right now we're going to go with the Ryzen 7500F, and then for a graphics card I've got a Intel Arc A770 16GB, which should pair nicely with that and play all the games at 1440, etc. Okay, now inside here, it's got the basement for the power supply to go down there and keep it separate. Motherboard's going to go here. Like I said, these are going to be moved up here, and then that liquid cooler is going to go here. Here's all the wires and pushed out the back. Okay, now, in the bottom was my screws to put everything together and an instruction sheet in case you don't know how to put these together already. Now, let's see what kind of parts we're going to use. Okay, so now for the motherboard, we are going to go with the MSI Pro B650M-P. It is an AM5 motherboard. It's Gen 4, so it's PCIe 4.0 ready. It does support overclocking, and we are going to enable that in the BIOS. So it'll use the RAM at the speeds it needs to. So here's the RAM. This is a silicone powered DDR5 6000. And to get that 6000 speed, we are going to have to go into the BIOS to adjust that Expo to enable that overclocking. This is a 32GB kit. It's 262 sticks to 16, has a heat shield built in. There is no ARGB on these. I will have a little bit in the case though to make it light up some. Okay, now already installed, because we started using this motherboard in the past. Yes, this right here mounts underneath the motherboard. It is ARGB, and it lights up around the sides and kind of puts a glow underneath the motherboard. Now the motherboard itself Already installed is the Ryzen 5 7500F and a 1 terabyte Gen 4 M.2 SSD. So that's plenty of room for the games that I play. Has heat shields on the VRAM. Has one PCIe slot. It's got two one-time slots down here in case we need to use it. Let's see, we have USB 3, we have 2, 3, 4 SATA jacks, but we're not going to be using them because I don't need that extra storage right now. Front panel, audio, HD audio, USB 2.0, all those are down here on the bottom. There's our 24-pin power, and then here's our 8-pin CPU power. Now this does have, this does have an ARGB header here, so we're gonna plug our let's see, we're gonna plug in the back card that's gonna split up that signal to all the ARGB parts that we're gonna use, because I'm pretty sure the all-in-one cooler, the liquid cooler, will use that too. Okay, so for now, put this away. Now for the graphics card, you see that we are going with the Sparkle Rock OC Edition. This is the Intel Arc A770 graphics card. It uses 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 RAM. And let's see, they put a sticker right over the top of it. I don't know why they do that. Makes it look stupid. Okay, this is the 2-fan model. Let's see. Let's see what it looks like. Right. It'll let go. There we are. Okay. Rock Sparkle. It has, let's see, it should be, what, 3 display port and 1 HDMI. There's the display port. Display. There's my HDMI. And another display. So 3 display ports and 1 HDMI. It is a 2-slot card. It does use the 2 8-pins. So we're going to have to run 2 GPU cables for it. There's the slot that plugs it into the motherboard. Anyway, lots of fins. Good fans. Okay, so that's going to be our graphics card to play them games. Like I said, this is going to be my main gaming rig for now until prices come down, or I sell a couple of computers so you can afford the crazy costs. Okay, so that'll go there for now. Now, for my power supply, we use these all the time. The Sigotep GN650W. It does have, it's not modular, so all the cables are there, but we do have a full basement to shove those extra cables into. And I will be using both of those PCIe graphics card power. So that's a good thing. That can handle it. Okay. Now for my cooling, this is, let's see, Frozen Master 240, which is has 2 120 millimeter fans. I did get the black version. It does have the ARGB, and it looks like a cool block. And let's see, can we see anything in there? Okay, yeah, it's all in pieces, so I will be putting this together. There's that, looks like a mirror. Wow, that's good looking. It's got 2 fans. They are ARGB, and then the 2 fan, or the 240 millimeter radiator. So that's going to be what's cooling this thing when I'm gaming. All right, we already talked about the storage and memory and the case, and I think that's everything. I believe we're going to be putting Windows 11 on this. So there's that. So I guess we'll just start with that motherboard. Like I said, we've started to use this before, so it is already semi put together. There is that motherboard, and we will finish building it on top of the board. Okay, so this here, when you first get it, before you already put it together, you have this processor. Now this has all the pins, it's AM5 in the board. Anyway, you open this up, this has a gold triangle. The board has a little triangle here. You want to match them up. You want to gently put that in, and it should just slide right down where it needs to go. Drop that cover, push this down, and hook it there to keep it closed. Okay, we will apply thermal paste here unless that cooler already has some applied. I haven't checked. Let's see. Okay, for storage we are using the silicone power Gen 4 M.2 SSD. It's 1 terabyte, which is plenty of room for my games and Windows. And like I said, there's plenty of SATA that we can add in the future, and there is also an extra M.2 slot here if we wanted to add one later, but I'm not doing that today. Okay, so the only thing left right now, this comes with the CMOS battery already installed, is we're going to put our RAM in. We're going to put our RAM in, let's see, the outer slot and then the second one up from that. So this is going to run in dual channel, which is the best for gaming especially. Okay. Okay. Now these have a slot, and one side's longer than the other, so you want to make sure when you're going to put these in, you match it up so it doesn't, try to shove in the wrong spot. Okay, so there's one there. Oh, also, these ones down here, these are rigid. These don't move, so you have to put that in here first, and then on the other side. And with your thumbs, there we go, make it click. You don't want to have to pull these up with your fingers. They should snap in when the memory gets seated correctly. Okay, same thing, put it on this side first. Add it. There we go. Use your thumbs. You got to kind of push hard, but you can hear those clicks when they're in, and you know that you're done. Okay, so we've got, let's see, we've got our processor, we've got storage, we've got memory. So I think this is ready to go into the case. Yes, so this is ready to go into the case. So I'm going to put that over there for now, and we'll get that case. Okay, now on the back of here, you can see this crazy bunch of wires. Now this is the LED switch, which normally we put down in the motherboard, but since we're going to use that switch to control the ARGB, this is the ARGB hub. We are going to power it with, feels like SATA power. It already has our fans for power and for ARGB on here, and there should be, let's see, it should, well, there's one extra slot for power and one extra slot for ARGB, and I'm going to need one for the cooler, and then that back plate. Now this back plate will plug in there, but it also has this extra jumper so I can plug everything in, so that'll work out just fine. That'll work out just fine. Okay, anyway, here's the rest of our cables that's going to be going up front. This little ribbon here is our front panel. It has our power switch, our hard drive LEDs, and our power LEDs. Then we have our HD audio, I don't know if you can see that or not, HD audio plug-in, and we have our USB plug-in. Then this cable here with the blue is the USB 3 that plugs into the side of that board that I pointed out earlier. So we are going to just leave these here for now. Flip this over to get ready for that motherboard to get installed. Okay, I'm going to shove these wires down behind this into the back so they're not in our way. We can make them look better in a little bit. Okay, so that's that. And these wires here, you want to make sure to be careful not to get them in the way of the motherboard. So I'm going to kind of make a little loop here, because that motherboard is going to have to install down and behind. And actually, I think what we're going to need to do first is go ahead and move those fans from the front up to the top and have it where it all exhausts. So that pulls air in through the cooler and then up and out through the top and back. Okay. All right. Anyway, so now we have our fans where we want them. This fan RGB. Anyway, and those have 2 and then 1, so that we just line them up. There we go. And the second one, same thing, line it up, wiggle them on. It should go on there pretty easy. There we go. We have fan power. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3. We got the 2 top and the 1 front. 2 top and 1 front here. Got the switch hooked up. Okay, we've got 1 extra here for the to tie in that motherboard backing plate and the cooler. Okay, now the motherboard. Normally we would put the cooler on out here, but we're going to use a all-in-one cooler, so we won't need to do that outside. And now underneath this thing here should be, well, a SATA cable, and then the I/O shield, which we won't need that SATA cable. Okay, and the way this works is it snaps in the front where that I/O slot is. The audio ports are usually always at the bottom. So anyway, we want to put that down here, and then all 4 corners need to snap. So let's see. See? There. Okay, that's where it needs to be. And to get this in, I guess I should have checked, make sure all my, one more time. Okay, there we are. There we are. All the holes line up, and they do. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Huh. That's wider than I expected. So, anyway, the motherboard screws, get this little container out here. The motherboard screws have, oh, they look like they're fine thread screw. They look like they have like a built-in washer right on the head of it. And it's a PH1, or I think you can get it in there with a PH2. Let me see. It is these screws here. See if you can see that. Anyway, it is a fine thread screw. You can see it kind of looks like it has a washer around the outside. Anyway, that's what goes on the board to keep it from moving around, and PH2 will work with that. Okay. So I'm going to put one here around the center to kind of hold it, but I'm not going to make it tight yet. Work our way around the board. Okay, so we got all those screwed in. The motherboard is in. Now we're gonna make the, let's see, the probably do the cooler next. Let's see, or should I go ahead and hook up power? Hook up power to where it needs to go. I'm gonna go ahead and hook up this header for the ARGB while I'm here, because that's gonna be hard to get to if I wait. There it goes. Okay, so we got our ARGB. I should probably go ahead and do the power supply first, so I know where the wires are all going to go. I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, so the power supply is going to go, can you see here? Okay, power supply is going to go down here. Okay, power supply is going to go down here. It's going to slide in the side. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws that hold it. And those are these, they're coarse thread, and they kind of have a hex top to it. See that? Kind of the threads on that. Then it has the hex. Okay. Anyway, that's what's going to hold those in. So I'm going to pull out the 4 of those. Came with those screws I was just talking about, and then some cable ties for cable management, which is nice. Okay. All right. So here's the power supply. It does come with the power cable. Put that to the side and don't lose it, because it'd be hard to fire this thing up without it. That out of the way. Take the plastic off. There we are. There we are. Segatep GS650 has all the wires, and then the fan for the cooling. We are going to take this apart. All right, and look at all those cables. Now we're going to use most of them, because let's see, this one is CPU, so we are going to use that one. Okay, there's the 24 pin. We are going to use that one for sure. Let's see. Also, okay, we will not need the Molex. Now we are going to use the SATA power cable to power our hub for the ARGB. And now I need 2 8-pin PCIe cables. Now that is a CPU, an extra CPU. Okay. Here is, there's one of our PCIs that we need. Let's see what we don't need. There's our other PCIe. Okay, let me get this out better, so it's less of a mess. And then we're going to use that SATA. So we have PCIe, SATA, 24 pin, and is that our CPU? No. Where'd our CPU one go? 24 pin. Did I drop it? There's our CPU. Okay. So those are the ones we are going to use, and these are the ones that we're not going to use. So just to make it easier, I am going to just throw a tie around these to keep them from getting in the way. Okay, now we'll be ready to install this. Now remember that filtered opening is at the bottom, so this fan is going to go down. We're going to put those cables back here, and then this is going to just slide in the side here, and we're going to push that up against the back, and that's what those screws are going to hold. don't know if you can see that or not. Anyway, here is maybe my dead screwdriver. So we are line up them holes, get one started. There we go. One started. Come down here and get this bottom one started. And we can do this upper right, bottom left. Okay, snug, 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 snug. Okay. Now, on this, if you could see that, it has a switch with the 0 and the 1. I'm going to put it on the 1 to make sure it's on, so when we plug it in, it'll let the power come through. Anyway, what we just did there is it had a little cover that I just noticed blocking that Cat 5, so I just rolled it back and pushed it down, so now that Cat 5 we can get to it. Okay. Now we are not going to be using these onboard HDMI or the display port because it has no video built into the CPU. Well, we're going to add a graphics card. Okay. So on this one, these are the wires we're going to use. The cables. And these ones we're not going to need, because we're going to push it right down into that hard drive cage because we're not using a hard drive. And then once we get these wires hooked up, all the excess will get pushed down in there too, since there's room. Okay, now we need to put these wires where they need to go. Okay, now this is the 24 pin cable here. We want to just make a loop because it's going to go up and over. Let's make this a little rounder to make it look better. And that's going to just pop right onto here and plug in and snap. Okay, you see all that? My arms weren't in the way. Okay, all of it in. Okay, got a click. Feels like it's seated real good. We're going to pull that slack to the back. Okay, so that's going to look good there. Now, the hard part is this, the CPU power, and the reason it's a little difficult is there's not much, it's not much slack in there. We have a fan wires here, kind of in the way. Anyway, this has got to flip over and then plug in right below that fan. So oh, went in. Ah, and it clicked. Good deal. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we've got the board power, we've got CPU power, we've got both of these for my graphics card, and we will pull the slack back once we get that all hooked up. Now it's time to do the front panel, and that is down along that bottom. My USB keyed is right down here. We are going to, there, get that slid on, and then push the extra through. Good. Okay, now this one here is the HD audio. It's keyed as well, but it's missing the second pin in. If you look at the pins down here, it's the top right is the missing one. So we're going to flip that around, and it should just go right on that. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we've got our HD audio hooked up. We've got our USB 2 hooked up. We got USB 3 hooked up. Now it's time for the front panel. So let's do the HD LED first. That's on the bottom, and maybe those top ones will just slide in like it should. Okay, that's those. We have the power LEDs on top. So each other. Okay, those are done. And the last one is the actual power switch. And that should be at the top left, next to those hard drive. There we are. Okay, We'll push the slack down the back. So all of those hooked up. And we're ready to do the cooler. IO cooler. We'll just stand this up for now. Hopefully there's enough room here for you to see when we build that cooler. Okay, so all the parts that we're going to need for the cooler is, we'll take that out. That's going to be one of the mounts. There's the fans. Here's the cooler and the pump. And instructions, which I may need since this is only the second time I've done one of these, or maybe third time. Who knows? I'm old. Okay, so that's the diagram of it. If you could see that. Fans mount to the radiator, pump mounts to the motherboard. Okay. All right, so for the radiator, it is going to mount against the front like this. So we want these tubes up in the air for air bubbles. And this is going to mount and go there. So that's how that's going to work. So we want these fans to draw in. Okay. And we want the wires to the back. So we're going to go like this. And this next one, actually it's going to go that. This one will go like that. I think that'll do it. Yeah. Okay. Now, the mount that we're going to use, since this is an AMD, it shouldn't use, I think this is the Intel. It is Intel. We won't need the Intel. It does come with a little bit of thermal paste, so it may not be already applied. And it's not, it's copper with plastic cover. Okay. There's our AMD parts. It does have a power jumper or splitter. We may need that. And I don't know what this is. We'll see, we might need that too. Now, this is your Intel brackets. That's, we won't need that. And then we have the screws and stuff to hold everything together. Okay, so first off, these here go down. Let's see if that'll start. This is going to mount to the front with those smaller screws. Here's our power, more power. Yeah. So we're going to, these go out the side. Tight fit. Definitely wouldn't fit up the top. AMD. Now this says plastic on it. So we want to make sure that we peel this off before we install it. So hopefully I'll remember that. Otherwise it'll overheat real fast on it. Okay, so we have screws, thumb screws. Can we see all that? We have these brackets here. We have those. Okay, that's tight. That's a little concerning. Looks like it's going to touch that fan, huh? So probably have to get something to hold that down so they don't hit that fan. Probably zip tie. Okay, now this is the ARGB and power. So we want to, the best way to get that out, actually my power can go right here. The ARGB. So I'm gonna have to go out that back part. Oh, and I did not put that backing plate on, so I guess it's not going to glow from underneath. Oh well. Oh well, it's all mostly black anyway. Wonder if everything will fire up. Guess we could test it just to see if everything comes up, right? Oh, gotta plug in that header. Now, let's see if this thing will just fire up, just to see, before I hook anything else up to it. There's power. Well, I don't know if you can see inside there. Looks good. Actually, that frozen, that thing looks cool. Okay, now this button up top should change colors. Oh, look at that. That's nice. I like that. That is wonderful. Now we just need to get a graphics card, load Windows, make sure everything's working. But it looks good so far. That's the important thing. Okay, now for the graphics card. Again, this is the sparkly Intel Arc A770 2-fan card with the 4 display outs, 1 HDMI and 3 display. We have the two power, which we have the cables ran already. It is a 2 slot, so we're going to see which of these will have to come out. So it's going to sit right there. So it's going to be this second, so middle two. Okay, let's just get this thing here. Now these are breakaways. So you have to push them and wiggle them. There we are, and then they just pop out. Next one, same thing, wiggle, there. These can't reuse them, so they're trash. Okay, now on the card it does have a protector. I just took that off for that. Let's put this card down right where it goes. Okay. It's gonna have to, it should sit right down in here. Yeah. These are clicked and clicked. And those are clicked there. I'm gonna put a zip tie around them just to make them look a little better. And what I'd like to do is a thicker one. Run this wire to these here to keep them from touching the fan up top. I think that will work. Now these, okay. Put that cover over those screws, tighten that up. So that's not moving around. This looks good. I don't want to have a tight loop on there, just enough to keep that away from that fan. That should be plenty. Okay, so we're gonna clip, twist that around where you can't see it. There. Okay. Now, we got power on still. Make it look pretty. Okay. Put that front piece on. There's my extra screw I couldn't find. There we go. Front panel's on. Okay, front panel's on. Looks good. Top dust cover's on. That looks good. We got power going to it. We have network cable plugged in. We have our, let's see, is our video? I think that's our video. And let's see, which one was our HDMI? A second. Okay. So HDMI. Okay, so we've got power, we've got HDMI, we've got network, we need keyboard and mouse. Okay, so we've got keyboard, mouse. Okay, keyboard and mouse. I wonder if that's our Bluetooth. Okay. So, oh, I guess I should put Windows 11 here ready to go. Let's see, we'll get this thing where we can see it real good. All right. We'll get this thing up in my peel. Nice. All right, F1. Run setup. Okay, so we're going to do our Expo profile on a memory. We got two 16GB sticks. We are running that. It says DVR speed is 4800. There it is. Profile 1 is 6000. So we're going to run that. Controller is on. Storage is, there we are, 1 gig SSD M.2. Excellent. Fans working. Save. How do we see? That should restart. It does. With the new memory settings. Okay. Waiting for video to come all the way up. Sure looks good though, don't it? Purple, orange, white, red. Oh, pulsing red, pulsing green, pulsing blue. Oh. kind of like that. MSI splash screen. Here we go. Ah, my Windows screen. Okay, so what we're going to do is get our Windows. Let's see, just how do I get this? No, that ain't gonna work. Yep. Oops. There we go. Now you can see my Windows screen. Setup starting. Anyway, we're gonna get all this stuff going, and it'll be wonderful. Anyway, I'm not going to do a gaming video on this one since this one's not for sale, and I'm going to use it for gaming, and you'll see plenty of that once I get my system up and running and get ready where we can go live and stuff to play games in my office. So thanks for watching. I'm still looking for someone to sell those other computers in town. I made some flyers. I'll be handing them out hopefully soon. They're on my Facebook marketplace. You can look at them there. I can't ship right now because it's so darn expensive, but if anybody local wants something, we can figure something out meeting in the area. All right. Well, anyway, be excellent. Thanks for watching.